So the directions for the outlier, it says circle the outlier in each problem below, determine the mean, the median, the mode, and the range with and without your outliers. And then you have to describe the effect that the outlier has on the mean, the median, the mode, and the range. Okay. So the first thing that I did was I put in my data set the whole thing, put the whole thing into my list. So go to stat, put the whole thing into your calculator. So stat, edit, your numbers are 3, 2, 6, 4, 3, 5, and 16. And then I did stat calc, number 1. So I'm going to come around and look while you guys are just maybe not doing what I asked you to do. You're just sitting there. Number 1. Go down where it says calculate. Okay. So you don't have to put one numbers in your data set. You're just not paying attention. I'm not trying to see. Enter. These are the numbers you're putting in. So you have to clear that set. Clear. Now you can go down. 3, 2, 6. We good?
Yeah.
You're right on. Everybody's got it? No? Uriah, you got it? Okay, so we have to calculate the mean, median, mode, and the range. So let's do the with the outlier first. I know it's the column on the right, but we're still going to do that. What did you get for your mean? That's all right. 5.57. What'd you get for your median out of your data set? 4. What is your mode? What number appears the most? 3. What is your range? The largest minus the smallest. 16 minus 2 is 14. Okay. What is your IQR? Interquartile range. Remember that's Q3 minus Q1. It's 3. So we think that 16 is an outlier. How do we prove it? Well, we take Q3 plus 1.5 times our IQR. So Q3 is what? 6, right? Isn't Q3 6? Yes. Plus 1.5 times 3. And I think that equals 10.5. So what is your outlier? Your outlier is 16. Remember, you have to use that 1.5 times your IQR kind of criteria to find your outlier. So now let's get rid of that in our data set. So I'm going to go to stat, edit, and I'm just going to arrow down to the 16, and I'm going to hit delete. The delete is right next to the moving to the left arrow above the stat. Yeah, thank you. Hit delete and then calculate it again. Stat, calc, enter, calculate it. So now with the outlier gone, what is your new mean? 3.83 with a repeating bar over the 3. What is your median? 3.5. And what is your mode? Yeah, your mode is still 3, right? The number that appears the most is still 3. What is your range, though? Well, when you get rid of that 16, you now have 6 minus 2, which is 6 minus 2, which is 4.
Oh.
Okay. So what does the outlier do? We're comparing. What does the outlier do? Well, the outlier increases What did it increase? When we had the outlier, what values were increased compared to without the outlier? The mean. What else? The median. What else? And the range. Do you guys understand how we're doing that? Okay. Is there an effect on the mode? No. I'm going to write that. No effect on mode. No effect on my mode. Okay. We're going to do number 3 together. We're going to do number 3 together. So which one do you, and I'm going to go up top and circle number 6 because it asks our 16th because it asks us to circle our outlier. So which one do you perceive to be the outlier in number 3? Yeah, I believe it is also 68, but we need to calculate it. We need to prove it. So let's see. I'm going to go to Stat, Edit, clear my list, and input my new numbers. 42, 38, 45, 68, 40. Are there 2 3s? Do the one right below it. I'm doing the one right below number 1. That's so funny. I'm sorry. 39, 39, 41. All righty. So with your outlier, what are some values? Who's got some values for me? The mean is 38.8. I didn't get that for my mean. I got 44 as well. For your median? 40.5. Perfect, 40.5. For your mode? 39. Excellent. And your range? 68 minus 38 is 30. Okay, so now we're going to do that same thing, but we're going to get rid of the number 68 in our data set. So go to your stat, edit, and get rid of that number 68. Just delete it out of your set. All righty. So, 40 point what? Yep, that's what I got. 40.57. Median. 40. Mode. Same. And then the range. 7. Because our highest number now, once we get rid of that, is 45, right? 45 minus 38 is 7. Okay. We need to figure out our IQR. Remember, that's your Q3 minus your Q1. What is your IQR? Q3 minus Q1. So 42 minus 39 is 3. Your IQR is 3. No. You want to do your IQR with your outlier. Sorry, we should have done that before we did without. Your IQR is 4.5, I promise you. It's 4.5. Okay, so Q3 with the outlier, like while you still had your outlier in there, was 43.5. That's what your Q3 was, plus 1.5 times your outlier, or times your IQR. So what is that? 50.25. Let's calculate on the low side and make sure that we don't have any on the low side. Your Q1, when you had your outlier, was 39 minus 1.5 times 4.5. What is that? I got 32.25. Is anyone calculating that? 39 minus 1.5 times 4.5 is, 32.25. So do we have an outlier on the high side, one on the low side, or only one on the high side? Guys and gals? Do we have both? Are there any numbers that are lower than 32.25? No. Okay. So your outlier, just as you had stated, was 68. So let's talk about the effects. Let's see. How does the outlier affect the mean? So the mean is greater with the outlier. What else? Yeah, the median and the range are both greater. Does the mode change? Mode is not affected. Okay. So what are we learning? We're learning that when we have an outlier on the high side, when you have an outlier on the high side, it affects your mean. Not always, but sometimes it affects your median and it affects your range. Okay. I'm going to put a little asterisk here. It doesn't always affect your median. It depends. It doesn't always affect your median. It depends. Like if you have 4 numbers in a row in the middle that are the same, taking one away doesn't change it. Okay. So you guys are going to do the rest of that worksheet. You're going to do the rest of that worksheet. I'm going to go through and do the next page with you, and we'll save that. You know what? How much time do we have left? 15 minutes? Okay. So you guys are just going to finish. You guys just finish that worksheet. We'll do the rest of this on Monday, interpreting. So you guys are going to finish